Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Sun. Storms are brewing. January 8th. Everyone who comes into AA knows from bitter experience that he or she can't drink. I know that drinking has been the cause of all major troubles or has made them worse. Now that I have found a way out, I will hang on to AA with both hands. St. Paul once said that nothing in the world, neither powers nor principalities nor death, could separate him from the love of God. Once I have given my drink problem to God, should anything in the world separate me from my sobriety? And I don't think everybody comes in thinking that that they can't drink. I think they come in thinking, obviously these days people get the judge's nudge, and they have to get their sheet signed, kind of thing. But they, and in those cases, they think once they get through the crummy situation they're in, get through their court or their probation or whatever, that they'll be able to drink again. And there are those too who come in thinking the AA is going to teach them how to, unaware that AA is a program of complete abstinence from alcohol. They think that we're going to teach them how to drink like normal people or something. I don't know, how to control their drinking. And it's been my experience that the AA program is more about letting go than it is about controlling anything. Or, as I shared yesterday, avoiding alcohol as opposed to don't drink, not drinking. I heard an old timer say one time, or you used to say it a lot, not drinking, avoiding alcohol is easy as falling off a log. Really, you just don't consume alcohol. There's plenty of other things to consume. If you focus on all the other stuff that is pleasurable to drink. I remember the first time I drank beer. I thought it was disgusting. And part of that was I had in my head that it would taste like root beer, because that's what the can looked like. It was a specialty beer that my dad was drinking, and it was dark and it had a big thick head on it. It had like a photo of a frosty mug, and I was thinking root beer, and I tasted it. I was like, ugh, that's disgusting. And just as soon as I made that face and was like, yuck, my mom woke up, and she was asleep on the couch next to my dad, who was passed out on the other couch. And she said, "You want to end up like that?" And pointed to my dad, And as they say in the big book, an alcoholic in their cups is an unlovely sight. But it was a rhetorical question, but the answer would have been, well, yeah. I mean, that's my idea of what it is to be a man. And really, the only reason I really wanted to drink and, smoke cigarettes and all the rest was because that's what adults do, and adults seem to be in control, and I have no control in my life. But that's another subject. Meditation for the day. I know that my life will not be immune from difficulties, but I will have peace even in difficulties. I know that serenity is the result of faithful, trusting acceptance of God's will, even in the midst of difficulties. Again, St. Paul said, "Our light afflictions, which are but for a moment, work for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." And it's occurred to me a couple of times recently, and I've shared it with others, that if going through what I went through in my life, to include, childhood traumas and things like that, and then drinking myself into a hopeless state of mind and body, was the entry fee for the life I live right now, then I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it. Who knows where I'd be if I'd have skated through life, early life. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may welcome difficulties. I pray that they may test my strength and build my character. Yeah, and it seems like, well, I know in most of my life, I've sought comfort rather than challenge. I would go camping and whatnot, do things on a whim without really planning them when I was drinking, because I knew alcohol would be involved. And if things got too crappy, I knew how to change things. I'll never forget one of my stories is I got to England December 28th of 1989. I'm dating myself, of course. And my buddies and I met up with a couple of guys that I had been stationed with before, and we decided we're on a whim basically to go to Scotland. And got up there, drank all the way up there, met with a couple of people, rang in the new year, and then realized there are no hotels to be had. And so we were on the streets, and it was rainy and cold and miserable. And I remember thinking, this is terrible. Oh, God. And then I remembered I had a Boda bag, like a wineskin type thing full of whiskey, and just started chugging it. And man, I was having the time of my life. And yeah, but I made, pissed some friends off and stuff like that. But I don't have to do that no more. And that was one of those times when I didn't challenge myself. Well, I challenged myself. It wasn't really a challenge, though. I just did things on a whim, knowing that alcohol would be involved and it would be a wild time. The last time I went camping, it took a lot of planning and things like that. And it is a little tougher, but it always brings out something in my character that is good to know. And I always learn something about me. So it's not all about comfort. about understanding yourself. So keep coming back, y'all. Love ya. Look up. Aim up. Rise up.